at work one day. I'm like grabbing index cards at school, grabbing markers and pencils. I'm like, all right, we're ready to go. Like, we're going to make CTPs. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Came up with the format.
So you were pilfering resources from a public school system.
To better your disc golf
horrendous.
community. Yeah. There's a silver lining in there.
I was.
Anything for disc golf.
Welcome into Season 5, Episode 6 of Unstable Disco.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Who the hell is this
Yes,
guy?
sir.
Just trying to pretend like I'm not miserable right now. I'm doing that thing where if you smile hard enough, your brain forgets that you're...
Yeah.
sure.
Hey, it's
All of
working.
a
You look
sudden,
like you're in a
happy.
Yeah.
great mood.
All of a sudden, you're a judge from New Orleans.
Yeah. Oh,
When are we going to see the return of Judge
disco.
Jason? That's what we need to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here, listeners. We are back at Callahan Acres Barn. It's me, Alex Seminary of Disc Golf Chicago, joined by Ryan Fancher of Unstable Disc Golf Gear,
Yes, sir.
Sean Callahan of Delwood Disc Golf.
Yeah, boy.
What's that expression you're giving me, Sean?
You said barn.
Discount. Jason Callahan of Bag of Tricks.
Glad to be here.
I'm here with David Piña from Berwyn Disc Golf Club and Disc Golf Chicago.
Hola.
See. And George Piña, Jorge, also of Berwyn Disc Golf Club and Disc Golf Chicago.
Hey, what's up?
Rocking an Unstable Discourse shirt.
Yeah, he is.
This is how you do it.
That was a good one, too. And that's a good color.
Yeah.
That's a
got-
good color. Clean.
It looks
Yeah.
great on you.
I got a compliment on this shirt once. Not at a disc golf course. A lady saw me wearing it. She's like, "Oh wow, nice shirt. It's the one with the helicopter dropping the logos."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, "What is it?" Like, it's a podcast. Her smile kind of started to go away. She's like, "What?" And
Was
I'm
she
like,
having nom flashbacks?
I think
Is that what it was?
so.
Yeah. She had like 1,000-yard
she's like,
stare.
"Oh, oh, a podcast?" I'm like, "Yeah, podcast. It's a disc golf podcast." And that's when I completely lost
That's
it.
the conversation's done. The
Hello,
smile
darkness,
totally
my old
faded.
friend.
She went from being interested in you to dry as the Mojave Desert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also got Sheila the Deucer in the house with us. Queen of the Canyons. We got a cool episode here. We're going to be hanging out with George and Dave. You guys are doing so many cool things in the community. You're so humble that I don't know if you think of yourselves as leaders, but you guys are absolutely leaders in the community. And there's so many cool things we're going to talk about. So I'm stoked for it.
100%.
I don't even care what else happens. They brought us barbecue.
Yeah, I just want to hang out with the boys.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'm just glad they're here.
A full spread. Chicken, sausage, brisket, ribs,
Baked beans,
elotes,
elotes.
Frijoles.
What was it a potato salad on the
potato
end?
salad.
Potato salad. Yeah.
Dude, it was so
Potato
good. What was the name of the
salad on
place
the
again?
end.
Yeah. Shout out to Beach Avenue Barbecue in Brookfield, Illinois.
Oh,
When you said you were bringing barbecue, I was wondering if it was from your old man. Because when I visited at your, during Ledgestone, you guys had that campsite and your pops was just on the grill, made so much good stuff.
Yeah, no, not tonight, not on a Thursday night, but another day.
But we will get to your dad at some point, because some of the things we're going to be talking about is that you make disc golf such a family affair. We'll explain to listeners what that means, but some of the other things we're going to be talking about is the work you've done with leagues for Disc Golf Chicago and for Berwyn Disc Golf Club, the tournaments you guys have been running. Again, the family affair aspect of disc golf, and what am I missing? You also have to
coursework?
organize
All right,
course
yeah.
cleanup
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
So much stuff behind the scenes. Really, really stoked to get into it. Before we do that, let's talk about what we're fired up about.
Fired up. That one was easy.
We'll start with Jason. Jason's pointing to himself.
I got to get it out. It's been in my head.
Go on.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 69 of Unstable Discourse, baby.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Things are going to get weird tonight.
69.
Yep.
Let's see. We're gonna make George and Dave do stuff.
Yep.
Ooh.
It's on the wheel. So when we get there, yeah.
Kiss thy brother.
It's every spin.
There's
Yeah.
a new space on the wheel that says gay incest. Huh?
Yeah, exactly. 69.
That's not even the weirdest
fingers
one.
crossed.
Yeah, exactly. that's
Speaking
it.
of which,
I
that's
can't
another
believe
thing.
we've done this that many times, all kidding aside. It's crazy that we're here
Yeah,
for
that's
episode
cool.
69.
Yeah, we're closer to 100 now than.
Then zero.
Well, we
Yeah,
have
yeah.
done it 69 times. You've done it like 67.
No,
Damn.
that's not true. I've done it 67 times. Alex has done it 67 times. And you guys have done it 69 times. Because he's missed 2 episodes and I wasn't on the first 2 episodes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's right. I say I can't defend myself.
Yep.
Oh,
Me and Ryan are
Yep.
69 bros.
Cool.
Well-
glad I brought that up.
So that's what you're fired up about. This is episode 69. It's a great.
Why would you guys have anything else to talk about?
I just want to see if you're going to elaborate.
Nope. We'll get to it later.
Let's go into the guests. I feel like sometimes we leave the guests to the end of the list. So,
Yeah.
David, what you fired up about?
All right, fired up. I'm going to go with the Sunset Dubs Disc Golf League that George and I are currently running. We're enjoying it. You know, we love bringing it to the people. It's something that we enjoyed playing in, and we're just thankful to keep that going. That's what I'm fired up about.
Is this the second year you guys are doing that, or how long you been?
Yeah, second season.
Second
Taking
season
over
doing
for Alex. Yeah.
Hell yeah!
Could not have possibly asked for better folks to step up for that. Like,
Right?
it was Christmas come early when you guys were like, yeah, we're down. I was like, oh my God. Because I didn't want it to die. But I would have been okay with anyone taking it over for the most part because I just couldn't do it anymore. But when I was like, not only is it not going to die, it's going to thrive. Like, it's got two people who know what a good event looks like. God, I was so happy. And each time I popped over there, people are having a good time. And I played one of the nights you guys were hosting. You guys are running a good show.
Is it always at KLM, or does it move?
We have been rotating. We have been KLM, Oakbrook,
That's right. We talked about it last episode.
main
And-
course
yeah.
that we're trying to feature,
Yep.
that we love, that George has been putting some good quality work at is Summit.
I've still never been to Summit.
I've
Consider
been there,
yourself
yeah,
lucky.
one time a super long time ago, but not since
All the work.
these guys
Yeah.
have been
No,
making
not since
improvements.
Park.
It's also
I mean,
been raining constantly.
Yeah.
So maybe we want to wait till it dries out a little
I guess
bit.
it's always been called Scummit, because of how poorly it's been upkept, I'm guessing, but now not so. So I would like to go see it now that it is being worked on.
Yeah. Yeah, we can get into it now, or you guys want to talk more
No,
about
we'll
it
get,
later?
No,
we'll
we'll
get
get
into it
to it
later.
All right, all right.
But on that note, George, what are you fired up about?
I am fired up that it is May, and
It's gonna be May.
no, it's gonna be June, and I do not have to go to work anymore. You know, school year is ending.
How many days? How many
School year
days
is
left?
ending. Maybe 16.
Oh,
But who's counting?
Who's counting?
Dude.
As excited as you are, that is the opposite for me because what am I going to do
Yeah, now
with
your
an
kid's
8-year-old?
gonna be stuck at home.
Yeah. So
What's on the docket for your summer break?
It's always a lot of little trips, a couple annual camping trips we do, going down visiting family in St. Louis.
Nice.
There's always the tournaments that we look forward to. We always do go down to Ledgestone with a big group, things like that. I mean, just the usual events.
So Dawn's not a teacher, is she?
Yes. So we're both done, and we're both like we can hit the road whenever we want. Like there's no you work on Monday type of thing. We can
Here's somebody a silhouette of your family, just poof.
yeah.
We out.
Hell yeah, that's some
what
super
is that?
exciting.
That cartoon running sound? And there's like a plume of smoke, and then they're just
Yeah. Well, it's gone. Yeah.
evaporates. Yeah.
There's a Piña-shaped hole in the wall.
Sean
Yes, sir.
Callahan,
Yes, sir.
what are you fired up about?
Yesterday I got to work on Callahan Acres a little bit more. I framed up 3 more tee pads. We did
Nice.
Ryan and Donnie and myself and Sheila helped earlier this spring. We put in 3 and I framed up 3 more and brought 1 to completion. This is
Speaking of
episode
69.
69.
Hey.
I brought that tee pad to completion. So now there are 4 complete tee pads.
It was not
And-
faking it. Confirmed.
No, it was real. It was real. Just stoked to be out in the yard working on that. I've set a goal that I want it completely done. And Ryan's probably rolling his eyes right now.
Already. Yep.
Done as in all the tee pads completed, maybe some signage, wink wink Sheila, by the end of next month, because I would like
What?
to
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
I would like to maybe by the end of summer, maybe around my birthday,
When's your birthday?
August 6th. It's always around Ledgestone, so I'll have to wait until after that
Oh.
because I want a bunch of dogs to be out here and have a little get together.
Dogs.
Bunch of dogs. So fired up. I'm fired up to make some big steps toward the goal of being done by the end of next month, which I will do, sir.
Sure.
You got to believe.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, you sound excited.
Mm.
I
You sound like
am.
you're in a ton of pain, dog.
I
Are
really
you okay over
am.
there?
I'm
You're
just really trying not
squirming,
to
dude.
be.
Do you need some? I got some liquid gels upstairs.
There's nothing that's going to help. I've taken.
Got Advil 2.
Let me just jump into what I'm fired up about.
Yes, please.
I'm
Alex,
fired up.
Alex, what are you fired up about?
I'm fired up to get home and go to sleep. And I have a pinched nerve in my neck. So for a couple of days, I've been unable to get comfortable. So I went to the doctor this morning. I got a shot, a Toradol shot, something like that. It's supposed to be
Called
the doctor described it as like injecting crushed up ibuprofen. And I was like, that sounds helpful, but it was not. Like, it didn't make any difference to me at all. And they gave me muscle relaxers, and that has not really helped either.
It's the shame. It's the shame.
Would that not be the ultimate irony?
Right. Yeah. Would I take it off though? I don't know. So I've been in, like, I can feel just shooting. It's a pinched nerve, so I feel shooting pains going all the way down my arm. I feel it in my neck and my back.
Lick my and my crack.
And I just can't get comfortable. So I can't wait to get home, take some edibles. I'm going to take another muscle relaxer and try everything I can to just actually go to sleep.
Got you right now upstairs if you want an edible.
Let me get through this episode because we have seen how edibles affect my ability to podcast.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm fired up about.
Or
And I'm
lack
trying
thereof.
really hard to not let it affect my mood. While every second I'm like angry every second and then going, you can't be angry. It's
Jay,
nobody
you need to
else's
go-
problem.
what you did to me before everybody got here?
Need to hit him with it.
Were you, my shoulders.
What?
I
you
give
massage my
good
shoulders.
massage.
Go hit him.
I-
Go hit him.
sensual
Go hit him
massage.
live during the recording
pain
right
has
now.
been building
Do
up
it.
for
Yeah, I don't
like
have
2
anything else to
weeks.
say for the rest of the episode.
Yeah, do it now.
I've gone for massage.
This is
I've
going to
gone
be
for
hilarious.
massage to work on this, and I've tried a lot of things. It just keeps getting worse.
Yeah.
I start physical therapy this weekend, and
This is what
I
you
think
could
that's
have
all
right
it's going to
now,
help.
Alex, and you don't have it.
Wow, that's
Just go
shady.
around the table.
Jason is massaging.
I'm
David
enjoying
right
it.
in front of me.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
See?
Look
I'll
him in
take
the
it.
eyes. Look him dead in the eyes while I do this.
This is cold blooded.
Go do Alex.
Let me give him 30 seconds.
All right, Ryan, what are you fired up about?
While Alex moans into the mic.
Not the massage. He's not fired up about the massage.
See? Just trying to help, dog.
Ryan, what are you fired up about?
So I will take us all the way back to last April.
I'm in
In the long time ago's days, we lost our dog Melba, who was 11. She was getting on there in years, and she had a couple health issues and glaucoma and all sorts of stuff. She was significant to us, not only because she was our dog, but she was our first dog and the dog that we got immediately after moving to Illinois. I don't know. She was the dog that we'd always planned on having. And so she was very special to us. We lost her, and for about a year, we've had Eddie Spaghetti, and he's been by himself, and he's been doing great. But in January, we really thought, okay, we need to maybe get him a friend, and we need to have two again. So we went through this process. I'm not going to bore everybody with it, but it took a very long time, a lot of different breeders, and a lot of heartache over and over again, to the point where we were just about ready to give up because of all the setbacks. And again, I won't go through the heartache, but there were tears involved with a lot of it from the breeder's side and from our side, trying to get something to work out. But a couple weeks ago, one of the breeders had heard our whole story and knew all about it. And someone that was supposed to pick up a little tiny Boston pup backed out for some reason. And so the woman called us up immediately and said, "This one's yours. Come and get it." And so we drove up to Grand Rapids, Michigan 2 Saturdays ago and picked up our little 9-week-old Boston Terrier pup. And she is immediately now the perfect part of our family that we were missing. She's amazing. Since we have Eddie Spaghetti, we named her Alfreda because I think that's hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
So we have Spaghetti and
Oh, I
Alfreda
love the name. I love it.
now, and yeah, white people names.
White people.
White people.
Yeah. So, but what we have, this is our 4th Boston Terrier, and they're not smart dogs. They're really funny dogs.
They're cute as hell.
and they're
they make
great.
up for it with that.
And but this one is different for some reason. We have a little bell by the door that Eddie Spaghetti rings when he wants to go outside sometimes, and
That's smart.
but we've had her for less than 2 weeks, and she got it 5 days in.
Wow.
She's going over, ringing the bell. She's figured that out. She can sit. She can lay down. She's still kind of like figuring out where to pee sometimes, and it's in the house, and that's to be expected because she's now 11 weeks old. But
Sure.
like she's figured it out. Like we'll shut the door to the bedroom and she'll walk over there and sit and bark until I open the bedroom. And then she'll grab a toy that she knew was in the bedroom that we didn't even like. There's a higher level of cognitive ability in this dog that we haven't seen in the other ones. And it's going to be really cool because I'm going to try and push on that and see how far we can go. So
your other dogs,
Mhm.
how young were they when they entered your life?
they were all around 8 to 10 weeks old.
Around this age?
Yeah.
And you're saying like of the 4,
Mhm.
even at this age,
Mhm.
this one is like,
Far and away.
wow.
Yeah,
That's
it's
incredible.
noticeable.
Wow.
Like when you talk to our other dogs, like they tilt their head and they're like, "Oh yeah," and we've gotten to know them well enough so that we know what they understand and what they can do.
Mhm.
Like Eddie Spaghetti now, if I tell him to go get his ball versus his little pig or one of his other toys, he'll get the right one that I'm asking for.
Okay.
But
Okay.
he's 4 and he's figured it out.
Right.
But she's already figuring that out. Like you can see when you're talking to her, she's like already absorbing everything that you're saying instead of just being a puppy, you know. So it's really cool.
That's
I
incredible.
love that.
Yeah.
Yep. Love that for you. That's awesome.
Can you get those things that I see on Instagram where it's like
Dogs-
the pads
the-
where the people
I
talk
have
to their
some.
dog?
I
Dude,
have some. We've never used them. I have them. I think I might try and
Oh.
see how that works. So
that shit is great.
yeah,
Mhm.
but she's adorable. And the weird thing is that she is not a black and white Boston Terrier. She is like a fawn color.
She's like a sepia tone.
Yeah, Boston with like a little black on her face, but it is a very odd color for a Boston. And so she's adorable and she's perfect. And
Yeah.
I've had her at the shop a couple times running around and yeah.
Can confirm Bostons are not smart. My
Yeah.
folks have them, and the last 2 that they had, they could both just stare at a wall and just like, I'm like, what? Like, I'm talking to you, and they're just staring off into nowhere.
Yeah.
Very cute, but there's nothing going on upstairs.
Yep.
That's
true.
because they
It's true.
constantly have I'm shipping up to Boston by the Dropkick Murphys playing in their head 24 hours a day. Yeah. Hard to focus on anything when that jam's in there.
Banger. I think that's everybody.
Yeah.
Sheila, you fired up about anything? Nope, she don't care
Oh,
about
right.
nothing.
Moving on.
All right, that means we're moving on. Time to get into the Callahander rundown.
Oh, game. Give me 1 second. Okay, deep breath. Callahander rundown. This is the Is It Ever Going to Stop Raining edition.
He's right. These are getting funny.
Jay laughed. He laughed. All right, last time I swear on this one. The 4th event on the Greater Joliet Tour season is the 21st New Lenox Open. Jason, hit us with the tagline again.
Ryan, hit us with the tagline.
New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Lenox.
Nailed it.
Good one.
Close enough. New year, new logo, new Lenox. The event is on May 25th and 26th and is AM only. Event registration is currently live, and there's about 40 spots left. Not sure where those spots are, but between the 4 tee times, there's some spots. So get on there, check it out. I believe it's most divisions. I don't think any of them are full.
No, it's all over the place.
So yeah, can't wait for that. Custom discs have been ordered.
Sign up twice. Who cares? Fill it up.
Yeah, get on it. Come be a part of the day. Moving on. Delwood and the return of the Masters at the Oaks. Really excited for this event. We are bringing this event back and running it every other year. Registration goes live on Friday, June 7th at 7 p.m. And the event is on July 6th and 7th. That is a Masters event that we ran at the Canyons in 2022. Huge hit.
Mhm.
If you ever see any of the maroon rain jackets that everybody proudly wears, it is from that event. I think we will do another high quality rain jacket this year again, so everybody can feel cool and a part of that. Ryan,
How
maybe.
old do you gotta be to
Wink,
be in that
wink.
event?
40 plus.
75.
You got to be 40 plus.
40 plus.
AM or pro, but I will also be running MA4 and FA4 for beginner 40 plus players.
Ooh.
I even confused Mike Krupika on that one 2 years ago because he said, "Why are you still running MA4?" And I said, "Well, there's 40 plus MA4 guys, so I'll be vetting that. But 40 plus players only. Sign up for that. Is at the Oaks.
Uh-huh.
The Oaks is an OG course where we have never run an event before.
Oh, so
That's true.
We're super familiar with the track, of course, but we've just
Mhm.
never run anything out there. So excited to bring that to the Greater Joliet Tour season. New to the Callahander rundown. This is a new one. I'm going to give you guys all a heads up on the Canyons log / promote the Canyons log. This is the calendar.
You don't
This is
have
a-
to say the slash.
I want to say the slash.
All right, say the damn slash.
Yeah, I did. That's why I said it.
Fair enough.
You jerk. Anyway.
look what you did, you
You
little,
little
jerk.
jerk.
Did anyone order me a plain cheese?
Well, yeah, we did. But if you want any, somebody's gonna have to barf it all up.
Because it's gone.
The Canyons Log calendar. If you guys are interested in these videos that Sheila has been putting together, please reach out and get onto the calendar for the Canyons Log. It is so much fun to be able to hang out with you guys and get around in, but it is so crazy with as many people that are reaching out, so we do have to put it on the calendar. Coming up here Thursday, May 16th is going to be with Noah Feel and Austin Cap. That should be a super fun round. Wednesday, May 22nd, we're hosting Eric Decker and Matt White. Thursday, June 6th, we are hanging out with Jake Kotke and Jeff Katranek. Excuse me. I almost mispronounced his last name. Wednesday, June 19th, will be graced with the presence of David Hopkins and Sir Stephen Ratchin.
Oh,
So even if you want to come and hang out with these folks, feel free to come and hang out and just be a part of that day.
Yeah.
Followed up by the next day, Thursday, June 20th, with Danny Brogy and Antonio Diaz de Leon, a.k.a. D'Antonio.
That's a little
It is-
farewell round, huh?
Yeah.
A little farewell before
It's
they go
got
off.
some like OTB skins vibes. So
Yeah,
if
it
you
does a
want
little
to
bit,
walk
yeah.
with them,
Yeah, please come
Do
and
it.
hang out.
Yeah.
Or if you're interested in getting onto the Canyons Log, reach out to myself or Sheila, and we will put you on the schedule because they are so much fun. That is all I got for you guys. Actually, I'm going to kick it over to the Piñas. Do you guys have anything coming up or want to talk about Monday Night League?
Monday nights. Yeah, I mean, this week, well, when are people going to listen to this? We'll probably be at KLM. So we'll be at KLM that Monday for whoever wants to come out, 6 o'clock. Tee off if you can make it before 6 on a Monday. I know it's tough for people sometimes during the week, but it's a Dubs league. So don't be worried. Like, we do the Dubs because we don't want to do uppers, lowers. We don't want to.
Right.
So I feel like Dubs is the equalizer. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like,
sure. Yeah.
and some people get intimidated, but you
The pressure's off, man.
no,
When
the
the
pressure
Dubs-
should be
Yeah.
off. Like, you should never say, "Oh no, I'm too terrible." Like, no, because if your partner doesn't make the shot, why do you have to make the shot? You know what I mean? Like, it's
yeah.
You can only be mad at yourself. You can never be mad at your partner.
exactly.
I need to come out to
Mistakes are
one of those
super
nights. I
high.
haven't played KLM in a super long time. I need to come out and support.
Yeah, we should do that.
So
good track.
maybe I'll drag Ryan out there and we'll come out to one of these
No,
sunset Dubs.
I can't.
Hope you
I'm
do.
too intimidated.
I don't know if I'll be in playing shape yet, but I'll come out and at least
All right.
try to film.
All of this unofficially brought to you by DiscGolfScene.com. Piñas?
Come on, Pete.
Hey!
There it is.
David was like, I'm not going to f this one up.
You got a little story for us on Pete, don't you?
Oh, I do. So I'm going to bring up the email. Give me one moment. Got an email here from Pete Christ, aka Come On Pete, that we all know and love from Disc Golf Scene, who also works for PDGA. The subject line is correcting PDGA member names in Tournament Manager. So a friend of his sent a link to the episode, the last episode, where I was complaining about the situation with Mike O'Neill and blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to dive into the entire email because it'll take me 8 minutes to read, but it is incredibly detailed on how to deal with that exact situation so that it is less stressful for me next time, whether I have good Wi-Fi or not.
And he explained why it is the way it is now.
Yes, he did, which was maybe the coolest part of the email, which I very much appreciate the behind the curtain look from him of, hey, we voted on it not being that way anymore, and it is different now, but here's how to handle it going forward. Pete, I super appreciate you doing that. That is so cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully you did not feel disrespected on that last episode. It was just some frustrations coming out in the moment of just horrible timing, but super appreciate that email and being clear on how to manage it moving forward. It was great.
I think he hit all the points. He was sympathetic to the issue.
Mm-hmm.
He addressed what the issue was, and it sounded like he appreciated you bringing it up because then he had a reason to address it for you and be able to correct it for you. And that, what more could you ask for?
It made me want to meet Pete even more.
Yeah,
because I've had some good PDGA experiences and I've had some not so great PDGA experiences, and he is part of the great ones, and it just makes me want to meet him even more and know the story and know how, seeing that behind the scenes stuff via the email is like, oh, I have so many more questions now. Like that's how I felt afterwards was, now I have more questions than I started with in a good way.
He addressed them so professionally that you're like, oh, you're the guy I need to talk to.
I always want to talk to you about everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Sounds like a formal invitation for him to come on to the show.
Ooh, Pete, if
How
you're
long have you been
listening,
sitting on that?
15 seconds or so.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I like that.
come on out, Pete.
Come on, Pete. Well, on that note, I think that's a wrap on the Callahander Rundown, and that means we're going to take a quick break so you can hear from our little sponsees. Be right back.
Hey, Disc Golf family, it's Andrew Weary with Redemption Disposal and Recycling. If you need a dumpster, we are your go-to local contact. Are you getting a new roof, remodeling your house, or doing some landscaping? Maybe you're just looking to get rid of the old junk to make room for your new hyzer racks and disc golf gear. Redemption Disposal's standard-sized dumpsters are large enough for most jobs. The 15-yard dump trailers are on regular tires and hauled by standard pickup trucks, helping avoid any damage to surfaces, allowing for tight maneuvering, and the compact style helps minimize any inconvenience to homeowners. Our convenient and speedy service is unmatched, all at a competitive price. You can find us on Facebook at Redemption Disposal or email admin@redemptiondisposal.com. We look forward to helping you out with your future projects, but until then, we'll see you out on the course.
And we're back.
Yeah.
This is a good break.
Sponsies?
Sponsies. I'm here
Come on.
for it.
Jesus.
I think that's cute.
I'm
Is
on the
there-
fence. We'll see.
Is there a variation of that kind of word, like throwing IES on a word that feels right to you?
All for Ryan. All.
Ryan, I know
Not
it's
a
all.
single
Jason,
one.
I feel like
Yeah.
there's at least one or two that you would get into.
Yeah, I can't think of any off the top of my head right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fingies.
No,
Fingies was funny.
No,
Absolutely
no, I
not.
don't like fingies.
not for a second.
Tom,
Fingies
it's a Tom
is actually-
Haverford thing. That's why I
Yeah.
like it.
Fingies is tringets.
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 What was that?
They have their
Fingers.
own. Sean and Sheila have their own fucking language.
Uh-huh.
That one is from my father.
That's
Tringets is my father. Just shout out to Jim Callahan.
Yeah.
What's the other
So
one?
let them know what outlets are called.
Rec drinks.
Rec drinks?
Rec drinks.
Yeah.
Can I get an explanation?
Electric.
Electric.
Electric becomes rec drinks.
Yeah.
Rec drinks.
Yeah.
There's no rhyme or reason to it.
This is
There's-
the
you can't.
stock that we come from.
Yeah,
so
you can't.
This is just normal for
Trust
us.
me. It doesn't make sense, but it makes total sense.
Okay. All
I
right. Well, it's
hope he
time for
hears
us to
this.
get into the gin and juice. With the
I can-
piñas.
I just heard the
Yeah, we
I
were
just
all
heard
thinking-
the song. We paused for the song to play. The intro song. I heard it in that 2-second gap. It 100% happened.
We're all on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
We're just
That's
giving
so
Ryan the
good.
space to drop it in later.
Yeah, it was very funny.
With
All
so
right.
much trauma in the LBC.
Ooh, in the DDG.
Ooh.
All right, we got a lot of cool stuff to talk to you guys about, and we kind of started getting into one of the most interesting things during the break, which was Berwyn Disc Golf Club as a new organization in this area. We were talking before the show, and I think Sean asked, were you guys founders? And I was like, I know you were like a big part of it, but just talk to us about how did Berwyn Disc Golf Club come to be, and sort of what is it today?
It's founded 2022. We're some of the founders. You know what I mean? Like, it's everybody who was there playing at that park and wanted something better than what the park was offering at the
Mhm.
time. It was the park district running a league, a
Mhm.
weekly league there
Really?
that everyone kind of hated, but everybody.
How bad was it out of 10? 10,
I
10 being
mean-
the worst.
Like,
10 out of 10 bad?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was 10 out of, like, it's better
Well, it
than
can't
not
be a 10
playing.
out of
So
10.
9 out of 10. You know what I mean?
Okay,
At least
we'll
you're
give 'em a
playing
9.
disc golf. At
And
least
the
you're
fact that
playing
the
disc
park
golf.
district wanted to provide the programming, I have not seen that before.
Yeah.
Have
Nope.
you?
Very limited. Very limited.
I
Yeah.
love. So who was? Do you
Do you
know who
wanna-
from the park district was
Do
like?
you want to talk about the layout or like the format, Dave? Like what the park district did?
So what they were doing originally was it was a weekly league, and what it was, it was a 1v1. So it wasn't like everybody together play around. It was you'd have to go out, find who you were playing against, schedule your round with them throughout the week, and go from there.
Hmm.
So it was different. It was
Definitely
That's
different.
kind of, yeah.
It's the park district
That sounds like
take on it. Like you're playing
thinking-
softball. You're
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
softball. You're
Right.
playing
Right.
in a baseball. You know what I mean? It was like a park district league, like once a week.
Traditional sport structure applied to disc golf via a park district makes a lot of sense.
Exactly.
Yep.
They don't know about cards. They don't
Yeah.
know about, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's just,
yeah.
it was
Was
weird.
it something that people had to buy into, like up front, or?
Yeah, the park district was getting a cut. You know, it was like $30 or it wasn't a lot, but you were in for however many weeks it was.
Man,
And-
I'm just stoked
yeah.
to see a park district trying.
No, but everybody wanted to see each other. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like
yeah,
everybody
yeah,
wants to
sure.
go out and say like, "Oh, let's go play."
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, I'm playing this person this week, and that's it.
And if you got stuck playing against somebody that you just don't get along with, ooh, that sucks.
That sounds a lot like when Garb was running that
Match play.
The match play thing, through
thing.
dynamic or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, and that was interesting because it was expected, and there was a whole bracket system set up, and that was cool. But just as a league, I don't know that would work super well. How many people would show up and sign up for this during the
maybe
season?
like 10 to 20 guys.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but yours, like, or the Garb league, that is like an awesome example of it because it was posted on Greater Joliet. People knew who was playing who. We were cheering for people. I'm talking about like just a rec league.
Yeah.
At a small 9-hole.
Right.
You know what it sounds like is
know each other.
Yeah. When we were at Old Oak and in the men's bathroom above the urinal, there were just like notes about who was playing who that week. And I feel like that's kind of what it was.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. So you guys wanted to see a better product and just said, let's make it ourselves. Let's bring the disc golf to the disc golf, right?
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. We all had each other's numbers. We had already been talking. And Pete, this guy Peter Hernandez was just like bugging everybody. Like, come on, let's do it already. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And so I call him. In my head, he's like the Godfather. He got the ball rolling. You know, he's like,
cool.
He
I
wanted
didn't know that.
people to
I didn't
do
realize.
it.
I see him quite often.
Yeah. He wanted people to play, and he kept pushing it. So we came up with the format. And at the time, I think like there were 3 or 4 of us with PDGA numbers. Like this is a pandemic. You know what I mean? Like end of pandemic, people are loving disc golf. You're getting all these new players. That's the crowd. That's who was coming out to this league. So then, you know, we stepped up and we're like, okay, well, at work one day, I'm like grabbing index cards at school, grabbing markers and pencils. I'm like, all right, we're ready to go. Like, we're going to make CTPs. We're going to do this. We're going to do that.
Yeah.
Came up with the format.
So you were pilfering resources from a public school system.
To better your disc
This is
golf
horrendous.
community. There's a silver lining in there.
I was. Yeah.
Anything for disc golf.
Yeah. And that's honestly how Berwyn Disc Golf started. And it was just everybody helping out, kind of like we decided on a day, show up, let's do it. We wanted a logo. I remember we talked to Alex about it. Alex sent over a whole bunch of different logos that he thought up. He was like, oh, you guys are starting a league. They're cool.
That he just asked AI to make and then sent them to you. Yeah.
Probably.
AI wasn't even like on my radar.
Yeah, I don't know if that was
exactly what somebody that uses AI would say. But go ahead.
No, but I'm not gonna act like I'm a graphic designer because I'm not. I just did. I just grabbed a bunch of templates from Canva and like manipulated them to be disc golf ish.
Exactly. No, and then we sent it to Tim Gonzalez Smith,
who's an actual designer.
It was an actual designer.
Yeah.
And who is he's admin, he's running the league. You know, he's the one running it now. Him and Chris Lee, those are the 2 guys. Shout
Chris
out to both of them.
Oh, Chris Lee's
a cool guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We saw him playing out at Northwoods on like whole. Yes,
Different guy.
Long hair.
Ryan's
hair.
got that look in his
skinny,
eyes. He's not
Asian?
wrong.
No.
Different Chris Lee.
White.
Whoa!
Different Lee. That I think that's David Lee.
David Lee. Okay.
Right?
Ignore.
David
Chris
Lee, Chris
Lee,
Lee.
dude.
I thought it was Chris Lee. Okay.
David
No
Lee
way.
Roth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our Lee is better. Yeah, but
Yeah.
Chris Lee and Tim Gonzalez Smith, they are the ones that run the league now. You know what I mean? Like they're the ones that stepped up and took over. There was a group of guys that got it going, and these guys just ran with it, and they're doing it every Thursday night. Whoever wants to come out, Proxa and Berwyn. It's a little 9-hole, but it's a great time.
Said there's like 40 people weekly playing.
Weekly, yeah. Weekly,
On
it's averaging
average.
40 guys, and it's very beginner friendly. That's how the league, when we started, that's how it was set up. We're like, well, we know it's going to be the same, like 3 dudes winning every week.
Sure.
So it's all CTPs on 200-foot holes. That's where
dope.
all the
fun.
buy-ins go there. So anyone can get them. Like my
So
dad goes
fun.
out, he was winning CTPs. Like,
He rakes it in.
He rakes it in. Like,
How old is your pups?
I don't even know.
He's,
70,
I
don't even know.
69.
You know what? He's
He does-
69.
69.
Dude,
He does have a 60.
Ugly
He does have a
69th
60. Hell yeah.
episode.
Going
Nice.
back around.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to senior.
Yeah, but people love it. It's a great beginners league. And from those guys, like people we've talked to, I've talked a few guys into PDGA numbers, and more of them are getting PDGA numbers. And it's definitely like a chuckers. That's the crowd that comes out, you know, like guys that don't play disc golf other than this one thing a week. Like
Right.
we're not talking about guys
Right.
that play all the time.
That's so real.
And it's
though.
awesome. It's awesome.
It's real, bro.
love
That's
that.
like I feel like that's how real clubs start.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how disc golf.
True.
That is disc golf. That is disc golf when it's just like starting from this little seed. I can't wait to see the next couple of years. It's going to grow.
Yeah.
Like Sheila and I swap stories all the time with like the shop. Who's Chewy? I know.
Oh, yeah, Chewy.
He came into the shop. That dude was awesome.
Dude, Chewy, you got to hear the story.
Oh, tell me the
Chewy
story on Chewy. I got to
At
know.
Crocs, I mean, you know, they're short holes. Is Chewy, shout out to Chewy. He hit.
Chewy chomp chomp.
Yeah.
He hit. This is an awesome story. He hit 2 aces in one round. Like, this is not during league, just casual.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, they're out there. He hits 2 aces, one round. Hole 2, hole 6. They get to hole 9. Our buddy Amir, my barber. You guys see this haircut?
Shout out
Like,
to
this is
Amir.
him.
That was planned, baby.
He aces hole 9. Same card.
Wow.
All of this is happening. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like 3
Yeah, yeah,
aces,
yeah.
1 card.
That's sick.
Our other buddy, Brooksy, Sean Brooks, he steps up, hits a woman in the face with a disc.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
And that was always the concern at Brock's, wasn't it? Because it's a busy park. It's a small course, but it's busy.
Yes, that's why it's only a glow league. You know, like Thursday
Wow.
nights.
Wait, was the lady okay?
No, dead. No, she made it. She made it. She was fine.
She's
She
still
was
alive.
Pull through.
You remember that scene in Final Destination when Stifler gets his head cut
Head's
off?
cut off.
Yeah.
That's what happened with the disc.
Yeah.
It just went
Yeah.
straight through. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Clean cut.
In the face.
Chris Lee also has the kids league going on. Do you guys know about that?
Not too much, but I know that he's got it going. He's had one event so far. Had a good turnout, but that's just something great that he's got going at Proxa as well. I'm not sure of the days.
Yeah, I think that this session, I don't know if you can still sign up. It's a park district programming thing. You know what I mean? It's through the park district. So the park district is still involved, you know?
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's great.
Chris is like the contact with the park district. They,
Love it.
Man,
yeah,
that's
he's
awesome.
He's doing this league through them and he's running a kids league. And
Great.
it will be like, I'm sure if it's too late this time around, he's going to do another one. Yeah.
I'll have to reach out and make sure he knows that I'm a resource for just whatever he needs.
Nice.
Whatever it is he needs, used discs or new discs or anything.
Now that you say that, I really respect the way, because he reached out to us. And I think he reached out to Hyde Park Disc Golf as well for some kind of like support. And that means he's only reaching out to people he has real relationships with, or at least trusts. But like, there are so many other places he can go. But I like that he didn't just spam everybody and ask for something.
Yeah.
You know, that's cool to me.
Oh,
Where
right.
was
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Chewy story?
Yeah, we got on the Chewy. The aces, that's sick. That was 3 and 1 on one card.
Ace, face.
Yes. Nailed it. So he came into the shop, and this is just one of, I always think of you guys because the ripple effect I refer to it as is like, there are so many people from the region where you guys are from in like the direct southwest west suburbs. I see it on a regular basis. And I want to tell you guys this on the podcast because like he was a perfect example of like, he came in, shouted you guys out, talked about Berwyn, talked about the beginnings. And I love that he's the type of dude. And he said this even, he was like, I would have never gotten into disc golf if it wasn't for this thing that these guys started at this specific place. And I love when stories end up that way. It was phenomenal. I love hearing stories like that. And I hear of them often because of you too. It's
I
great.
bet there are a lot of players at Sunset Dubs over the last couple of years. I feel like every other week you guys were showing up with some other homie. Like, yo, this is so and so. He's brand new, but we brought him out. I was like, how do you guys have so many new friends you just keep bringing to disc golf?
Every time.
Yeah, it's
Great.
terrific. How does that happen?
Pandemic really is a big part of it. We had, everybody was chilling indoors, trying to find something to do outside. So many old baseball friends that I had growing up,
yeah.
childhood friends. We've been playing ball together for years. Got this in all their hands. We'd be coming out, getting after it, and then little by little, cousins, parents, nieces, nephews, everybody's doing it, loving it.
Hell yeah.
That's true. A lot of these guys, David has friends. Like David's like a friends homies guy. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like
Yeah.
He's got hoes.
he's he's got like he's the only person I know that still has these friends groups friend groups that go back to grade school all the time. You know what I mean?
I
Like
love that.
like
Says a
this
lot.
group of friends.
I'm jealous of
from
that, man. That's
elementary
great.
school. This group of friends from Little League baseball. This group of friends, and he still talks to all of them.
That's so cool.
Like how, like that's
dope.
crazy that he does that, and and they come out and they love disc golf now. You know what I mean? And like, and then of course it's also like our family. You know, like yeah, like Gerardo,
right?
Our,
Serge,
Sergio.
I see Sergio like 3 or 4 times a week, man.
Yeah, Sergio's Gerardo's little brother.
Yep.
You know, Gerardo's my brother-in-law. He wanted me to make sure I mention this because it's like a callback to season 1. You guys talked about G-Force. You mentioned G-Force once, who had the most plays at Shanahan. You're like, it's nice that you just tells us who plays where.
Okay.
Gerardo's like, are you gonna
coming back around?
Gerardo says, are you gonna let him know that I'm G-Force?
But who's Kid Blicky?
Yeah.
That's great.
We've closed that circle, but there's still open circles.
Yeah. But now Sergio's got all his Costco people. Sergio works at Costco. He's got like Barry Woodrow.
Yeah,
right?
Barry Woodrow. He just did a lesson
Barry.
with Brian
Costco
Stilson.
dude.
Yep.
I mean, it keeps going. You know what I mean? You get people in. You just got to put a disc in their
a game in Chicagoland called 6 Degrees of the Piñas.
Yeah, right.
It's for real. Like they don't. You guys know everybody. The connections.
You never get past
man.
the third round.
Right.
With that, yeah. But yeah, you mentioned your whole family, so we know your dad plays, your wife plays,
your
kids.
No, they hate it. They're like, why disc golf? Like, you know,
they love Dippin' Dots though. I know that.
They'll go to the shop every day of the week for Dippin' Dots, but they don't want to play. They go straight to the playgrounds. They love the playgrounds.
Well, what was it like getting your old man into it? Did you have to convince him, or what was the conversation? What did it sound like?
I remember it a little bit. Like I try to remember even when I started playing, but going back, we had a family party that was in Streamwood, I think, at a little 9-hole course. You know, he knew we were playing, and he was finally like interested enough to give it a shot.
Curious,
and he loved it. He got out there. He was having a good time throwing discs.
Yeah.
Not only was he enjoying the sport, but like he's into like leagues and stuff now.
He'll do Berwyn. You know what I mean? Like he'll come out.
He came out to
He's done
Sunset
Flex
last year.
You know, you're right. He does do
Flex
Sun.
starts.
He does.
Yeah.
That's true.
He's coming around.
He doesn't have a PDGA yet.
Hey, that's way more than a lot of people, man.
That's
For
true.
real. There's a lot of people that still just strictly casually play, and for Dad to come out and do the organized stuff it's so cool.
When I realized that was your old man at a glow league on a Monday, I was like, "What? That's the coolest thing, man!"
Yeah,
he retiring. You know what I mean? Like he retired. He's got all this time.
Yeah,
and now he goes and he shoots a 9-hole. He plays 27 holes every day.
He goes
like,
by himself.
He just by himself. He just goes out and does like 3 laps.
You'll see him at Prox.
If
you go to Prox, he will be there. That's
like he's gonna
really
be
is
there.
the perfect recreational thing to keep yourself younger.
Exactly.
It's not intense, but it gets you moving. It makes you use like every part of your body.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. And then what about Dawn? Did she have to be convinced, or did she just kind of fall into it on her own?
No, Dawn loved it. She was competitive. Like that's why I started kind of playing again, is because Dawn's cousin Ryan had discs. So then I'm like, I have a couple discs. And that's when it started clicking and I started playing. When I started, it was just when I would go visit the college friends, you know, like the dudes that introduced me to the game.
Sure.
Out in the Quad Cities, which is like a mecca for disc. You know what I mean? It's one of those places like, you know, besides Peoria, you go out to the Quad Cities, you find some real good disc golf. Like, yeah, and that's where I went to school. And I was only playing with those dudes like once a year when I would go visit them after college. That was it.
And when was that? Like, when did you transition from like that to playing? Because in my mind, you're like Jesse Sains. Like you guys are like have been part of everything forever.
Yeah, no,
but it's not really the case.
No. I mean, I was introduced to the game early 2000s in college. You know, like I graduated college 06. So it was like 02 started playing. Owned 3 discs until like 2014.
Okay.
And then Dawn's cousin has discs. It's like, okay. Like, all right, Ryan, what's up? Are we playing? Like, so when we started playing, and she lived on the south side of the south suburbs. So it was a lot of the Oaks and a lot of Olympia Fields. We would go down there a lot.
Yeah.
And it just got competitive. And Dawn's competitive with her family too. So she loved it. And she'd always be down to throw.
Her game has gotten really solid over the last couple seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Did Dawn win a Deli Award or what? She had some award that I'm thinking of.
She is the reigning FA3 Greater Joliet Tour Series champion.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's the reigning champion right now.
All right, so you've got Berwyn sort of history covered. You've got family element kind of covered. We haven't talked at all about your Itasca event that you guys just ran. That's maybe the most compelling piece to me because I kind of came out of nowhere. You guys were really quiet about it. And it was like, oh, we're running this tournament. I didn't even bother to ask you enough details about it, but like,
I know.
I was like, I'm down to help.
I
with
let
whatever.
them know. I let you know, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah. Like,
I was like, you guys need a new scoreboard?
You're like,
cool.
my butt hurts.
Yeah,
Like,
you took
all
care
right.
of the event. You
I
got
was
us
like,
everything we
whatever
needed.
you need, I'll
Yeah,
give it
yeah.
to you. But then once I met up with you to exchange the stuff, I was like, wait a second, this is way cooler than I realized. So tell us what that event was all about.
Berwyn, one of the Berwyn guys, this guy Roger, he works at Itasca Country Club. He's on their planning and like events crew because they just, it's a country club and they put on stuff for their people all the time.
Yeah.
Like when I was there with him one day walking around the course, they had a hypnotist. Like they just put stuff on to get people in.
Whoa.
That's
cool.
Just at the golf course.
Well, yeah. I mean, they have
You're
a ballroom,
going to
they
putt
have a
better.
restaurant.
You are going to hit the ball.
No, I mean,
Will
like
miss this putt.
this place. I mean, the place has a pool. It has a couple bars. It has pickleball courts. Like they try to get their members.
It's a
like,
vibe.
Yeah, they try to get members in, and they try to just put on anything they can. So he's like, "Why not disc golf?" And the owner was kind of on board. They have 4 baskets on property in a garage, just sitting there because he's a fan. It was a good fit. I never really put it out there because it was their event. He picked the date.
Okay.
He put it in their programming book, like for their members. Like he put it on their website for members to sign up for. It was through, what is the
Sign Up Genius.
Sign Up Genius. It's a Sign Up Genius event.
SignUpGenius.com.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Come on, genius.
Yeah. And
Come on, Gene.
and when we were planning the event, we both were out there and Roger's like, yeah, it's going to be cool. Like, let's go walk the course. He's like, wouldn't this be an awesome shot? Because it's an 18-hole golf course.
Yeah.
It's massive.
Ball.
He's like, golf course.
Mhm.
He's like, imagine a par 4 from here, up this hill, past this lake, around the corner. Like, I'm like, that would be.
That was the hypnotist saying that, or
No.
You will imagine this.
You will imagine
par
it.
4.
This was Raj. And I'm like, that's awesome. But these are going to be beginners. Like, these are people who have never thrown a disc at night. Like this, you know what I mean? Like, it's not
par 4s in the dark.
It's not going to happen. Like, it's not going to happen. Everyone's there playing it blind. So we set up a really fun 9, just a small 9.
And
So
this
that-
is like a lighted course.
No, this is going to be at night. Like,
Oh, just straight up glow.
straight up glow.
Oh, okay.
Lights on the baskets, glow discs.
Wow. Okay.
So, and with people who have never played disc golf.
Yeah. No par 4s, please.
No par 4s.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We kept it to 9 holes so that people can see the track and go back around, not get lost.
Sure.
We made it so there was like a ghost card so that when you came back to after hole 9, you're back at the clubhouse. You had a chance to hit up the bar. You had a chance to like use the restrooms. You didn't have to rush.
Smart.
Yeah. And the buy-in included 2 drinks, like 2 drink tickets. Like they were
It's a
trying to
good
get people in the
time.
bar. It was just a good time. And it was more for their members. And there was a couple like blurbs, like people mentioned it. I know Phil Ash put it on like Greater Joliet once. And
It was like,
I think I
we
put it
don't
like,
need disc golfers to come out and dominate this event. Like, it's not for us, really.
Right.
yeah, but it ended up being, it was a great turnout. It was half members, half disc golfers.
Oh,
So
that's
then we
perfect.
just-
Cool. That's a
we-
perfect mix.
Yeah, we made 2 divisions, like non-members, members. And
There you
that
go.
kind of, yeah, exactly. Two separate pots. It was awesome. Like we had some of the guys from up there. So like I mentioned Phil Ash, a lot of those like park guys are local to up there. Bry guy was there. We had some bird brain people, and Kevin Derrick was
Hell yeah.
Shout out.
shout out. Kevin Derrick, a member told him about it. A member's like, oh, this country club I go to is having a disc golf tournament. Kevin
So
Derrick
he was just like,
said-
I gotta
"What?"
check this out.
yeah. Oh yeah, we're just doing check-in, and Kevin Derrick rolls up. I was like, nice, like it was awesome.
That's one thing I love about Kevin is that sometimes he just comes out of nowhere. Like I'll be at events and I'm like, oh shit, Kevin! I just didn't expect to see you. Kevin.
So as far as the Balf members went, what was their interpretation and how did they play?
They loved it. Like we had 2 people not finish, and of course I expected it to be way more.
Okay.
But 2 people didn't finish.
Did they just say like,
I think they probably just, got overserved and just
Sure.
kind of
Sure.
decided to have a better time at the bar.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But they loved it. I hear the feedback is great. And right now we're kind of playing like the slow game. We're trying to work up.
Yeah.
They already want to get another one on the schedule. So like June, July, there's going to be another one.
Oh,
August,
hey.
another. You know what I mean? They're like, let's keep it going.
yeah,
And then hopefully the goal is then ball off season,
Right.
be able to have an actual tournament there, you
Sure.
know? Because right now it's kind of like on the margins. Like they want disc golf, but they only want it at night. They don't want it to interfere with members.
Mm-hmm.
It's
It's delicate.
it's
Right.
delicate. It's
Yeah.
delicate. So
Yeah.
hopefully we're gonna ease our way in there.
The way to do it in a situation like that. That's great.
Yeah,
They're lucky
yeah.
they had you to advise a little bit and like, hey, let's remember who this is for. Oh, like you're saying it was the owner who wanted to go with the par 4?
No, that was Raj. Like he's
Raj,
a Berwyn guy.
Yeah.
He's the one that got us in. He was the connect. He's
Gotcha.
on the planning committee. And shout out to him, Raj, Colleen. They're I think he's the assistant GM, Steve. They were all right there, helping with check-in. Dawn was there helping out. We're getting the board going. Dawn's like, I feel like Sheila Callahan.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I
I love it.
I'm like, slow down. You're not there yet.
Pump the brakes, kid.
Yeah. No, and then Steve, the GM, he's telling me that he played Ultimate and he went to Illinois State. This guy I knew on Ultimate, he played disc golf. Who's he talking about? Do you guys know?
Brian Earhart.
Brian Earhart. And I'm like,
Ah.
Brian. Before he said, I'm like, Brian Earhart. He's like, yeah. I'm like, you know him? I'm like, I know who he is. Like, I don't think he knows me, but like, we all know who Brian Earhart is. He's like, oh yeah, well, his brother. I'm like, Tom Earhart. He plays. Yeah. I'm like, we all know who they are.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys
Love
know
that.
all the disc golf people because you have played in every single event in Illinois.
Correct.
For the last 5 years, neither of you have missed any disc golf event
Yeah.
in the state of Illinois. Is that correct?
You've played more. How many have you played?
I've played more, but I mean, I don't go that crazy.
Yeah.
What's awesome is you could play an event every single weekend when, basically from spring to end of fall. But
And you do.
Yeah, that's exactly.
don't
You took the
average
words
that.
from my mouth. What you guys do, that's the difference. Is that
Yeah.
yes, they all exist. All of us could be going to all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't. You guys do. Like every single week of Hellwood, every flex, every
Yeah.
tournament. Like I can't put into words enough like how much that means to us as a crew of people that put this stuff on, that you guys always take the time and you're like leaders within it for us. Like you guys freaking rule.
Yeah.
I just love the Piñas.
Yep.
So much.
It's so funny because I haven't played that many sanctioned tournaments. I don't tend to do that, but when I do, it's guaranteed that either one or both Piñas are in the division that I'm
Yeah.
playing every single time. It's like they knew I was coming.
I know who my card. Are you signed up for Smooth Shanny?
Rumble weekend.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
you
That's
wanna
next
go in there?
weekend. We're rumbling. Yeah.
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
going. We're
All
going
right.
out to Quad Cities.
Quad Cities.
Yeah.
Nope.
Mhm.
That's
Nope,
one of
nope,
our
nope.
annual A tiers.
Hell yeah.
That and Ledgestone are like our big annual A tiers.
Yep.
Dave just came back from DDO last weekend. He just played DDO.
Out of nowhere, it just happened. But it was a blast.
Yeah.
Great weather.
What courses did you play?
Both of the Jones, East and West, as well as Peter Pan. Peter Pan's unique. Haven't seen a course like that. Blast.
Yeah.
Great course.
Did you do MA2 or MA1?
MA1.
Okay. Hell yeah. Good for you, man.
You're doing it, Peter.
Just DDO out of,
You're
just,
doing it.
I don't know, I guess.
Did you drive down there or did you fly?
I carpooled with a couple buddies. Ryan Oshevsky.
From childhood.
You guys know Oshevsky.
Guys, he's known for 40
One
years
of our
now.
newer
Yep.
buddies.
Rhino?
Rhino.
Rhino?
Wanted to go
Last
check
time
it out.
I was chilling with Ryan. I forget what event. Rhino,
Snarf.
Yeah.
I called him Eric a couple times on accident. I had to confuse it with Eric Gunty. Ryan,
Yeah, they're pretty close.
I'm still sorry about it.
White guys with beards.
We haven't talked about your course cleanup projects. You guys are like pretty deeply involved with Parked as well. Is Parked and Berwyn, is there a lot of crossover?
A little bit. Yeah. There's a few guys that go back and forth. Parked is more just because of like Summit for me and Dave, like because of where we live.
That's
We
close to
grew up
home.
in Cicero, Summit's 10 minutes away. So that when they got involved there, we had to like help out. You know what I mean? Or like, okay, this is the closest course to our house. Let's help out. And I mean, shout out to Parked real quick. I mean, Adam Ryan, Bry Guy, Skunk, Teddy this year, all the people who run their leagues, and even Vicky Pulitzer now. She is running a league.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's
The Heiser Honeys.
The Heiser Honeys, yeah.
Such a sick name.
That's a new one.
That's a sick
good.
name. Too.
Yeah.
Nobody snagged that yet. That's good.
They're like a machine. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they are fundraising. They're getting courses going. Like
Yeah, they
they're
are.
like, I feel so guilty. I haven't been able to make it up, but they're doing Island Lake every Sunday. They go up and clean up. Like they're trying to put a new course in the ground in Island Lake. I mean, for me, it's like an hour 15.
Yeah.
I have not made it out yet, but you know, I try to support their events when you get, like when I can. Dawn
Right.
makes it out to the Heiser Honeys. Like they just put on good events all the time, and everybody who goes to their events has a great time. And they're the ones that got the ball rolling in Summit. It was a course that it was just neglected forever since it. When you look at pictures of when it went in the ground, it did not look like it was done. You know what I mean? Like it looked worse than it. Somehow those pictures look worse than it did when people remember it at its worst.
Yeah, right.
You're like,
right,
come
right.
on, like you went from worse to worse somehow.
Yeah,
like,
that's all I remember when
yeah.
somebody says Summit was. I have vivid memories of very specific photos of disc golf holes that are not at all disc golf holes. And so, what does that look like now?
I mean, some people will say it looks the same. You know, like some people hate on it. They say it still looks like that.
Name names. Who's hating?
Oh no, I'm not gonna name names, but
David, who's hating?
no, you gotta go. You gotta see the UDisc comments, dude. They're hilarious. Someone like the other day.
G-Force? Is he hating?
There was one the other day that said like, "Oh, tight lines, but smells like cancer." Because it's an industrial area, and there's
Sure.
like this corn processing plant. I mean, it smells, you know, like it's a small.
Now I
little-
see why you compared it to Haynes.
Yeah, I mean, no, Haynes is a real pretty park.
Yeah, it's pretty, but it's always had a stink.
It smells.
There's a
Waste
There's-
facility right across
waste treatment plant right across the
Yeah,
street.
I mean, that's
Across the
yeah. There's
creek.
yeah, but I'm trying to get it to stick. I'm trying to change the name to Northwoods Brown. It's tough.
Oh,
I mean,
that's
you're gonna shoot
hilarious,
over.
dude.
You're gonna shoot over par. You know.
Yeah, right.
Northwoods Brown. That's good.
That's great.
Yeah.
There's not a name for that course, right? It's just Summit Park Disc Golf Course.
Yeah.
I feel like it needs a like identity aside from just like the Summit course.
Or lean into it. You know, like
Just
it
own
is
it.
what it is, and like
Just
that
officially
just
change it to Scummit. Just make it
like
own it.
yeah, just own it.
But like the Shanny was called just Community Park for a long time.
Yeah.
And now I feel like it has
The Frank, yeah.
it has like an identity.
Yeah, for sure.
Somebody needs to die. Anybody come to mind? All right.
That lady that got hit by the disc. What was her name?
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, no, the park guys are doing such great things, and you guys are just I have footage of you guys at helping Parked with the Mark Grabavoy Gold course. You've helped with some. What other course cleanup projects have you guys been a part of?
Summit's the big one because it's local. So we try to put in time there. And it's the type of thing where Parked is doing so much. You know what I mean? Like that they have to focus on their new projects. They have to keep going. You know what I mean? Like they can't help maintain all these things that they've helped with and gotten the relationship with with the park district. Like they've opened doors.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's like the local guys have to now step through.
Carry the torch.
Have to carry the torch. So that's kind of what we do at Summit. That's what like Cameron Paulson is doing. That's one of their projects at Foxdale and Addison. In Lombard, like that's their home course. All the guys are there. And now they're doing Island Lake. As for us,
Is that a burb? Island Lake?
it's way up north. I don't even know where it is.
I've never heard of it before in my life.
I don't know where it is.
Maybe
It's
like
like
Wakanda.
McHenry, like up that
Oh, okay.
way.
Yeah.
Okay. That's too far for me.
Is there a lake with
That's
an
vacation.
island? What?
I'm guessing.
I
I don't know.
There better be.
It's
Island
real
Lake.
far
It's
north.
such a.
It's way up there.
There better be.
Yeah.
Besides that, I mean, not course cleanup, but there's a new 9-hole that's been in the works in Riverside that's finally going to go in this spring that we kind of helped with.
Where's Riverside?
That's right next to me.
The river?
That's,
Yeah.
Okay.
It's by the side.
It's
of
by the river.
Side.
Yeah.
It's
Of
the
the
side of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rivers. You know who used to live in Riverside? Luol Deng when he played for the Bulls.
Dang.
That's how you know it's a sick suburb. Like it's tough. Like I mean, You guys remember Luol Deng was
Yeah.
like
I
the
own
man.
2 basketball jerseys, and one of them is Luol Deng. Bulls
Exactly.
jersey.
No, he lived in Riverside. Like it's a
Cool.
sick little suburb, and people really fought it. They didn't want disc golf there because they got these nice houses. There's Frank Lloyd Wright houses
Yeah.
there. And
Oh, snap.
they said
Right.
no, we don't want it, but it's going in.
Too
There's going to
bad.
be a little 9-hole. Yeah, too bad, guys.
Terrific.
There's a little 9-hole going in there.
They'll appreciate it when it's there.
So I know you guys are doing a lot of cool things, but do you ever have a conversation about like the big thing you hope to achieve in disc golf? Like, is there a man like this is the thing we got to get to at some point?
Not at all. Not
Just
in
keep
my
playing
brain.
every single event,
Like total
and doing
world
everything.
domination.
I just love the game. You know, and being a part of it, being able to help grow it. That's what it is, right? Like just getting out there and being able to play as long as I can, really, and getting people playing as well.
I feel like that is your legacy, the Piña legacy at this point, and who knows what the future will bring. But at this point,
Not just the coladas.
How long has that been brewing? Oh, the timing of it all.
in my mind, that is the number of people that you have spread disc golf to by way of inviting them to come play in leagues,
Very
but
good.
also
Very
the
good.
course cleanup projects, the hosting events. Like you keep spreading, like there's a whole ripple effect coming from just you two.
The Piña Ripple.
That's
Sounds
right.
like an
Put
ice
it on
cream
a
flavor.
Put it on
Yeah.
a t-shirt.
Yeah, it
The
is.
Piña Ripple.
I would
Telling
wear a
you.
shirt that had your 2 faces on it. Absolutely.
All the time. All the time.
I would not wear that shirt.
No, yeah.
You're gonna have to make it so I can wear it.
Don't make that shirt,
No,
Ryan.
I'm,
It's like
I'm
a
not going to make that shirt.
THC infused caramel ripple inside of
Pineapple.
vanilla ice cream with
Mhm.
hints of cinnamon.
Did you say pineapple or not?
No.
You have to
You
say
gotta have
pineapple.
pineapple. It's gotta have pineapple. Pineapple over cinnamon, and we're game.
Okay.
And there's a little bit of coconut.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And you
Yeah,
shake
yeah.
it all up.
Does that mean your last name is Pineapple?
Yes. Yes, our last name is Pineapple. And like my name is like George Pineapple or like Jorge Piña, like when you say it in Spanish.
Yeah.
In grade school, I knew a kid named Jorge Limon. we sat next to each other. Like he's
You
like
guys were
L,
best
I'm-
friends?
Yeah.
No, we were enemies, dude. I hated him.
You kidding me?
Fruit enemies, dude.
The
They are
lemons and the
fighting,
pineapples.
That's
Remedy.
what a real frenemy. A frenemy is not a friend enemy; it's a fruit enemy.
You're the fruit.
There you go.
You're the fruit.
The Latino
You're the fruit.
Hatfield McCoys. Yeah.
Yeah.
The pineapples and the lemons.
Jason, I doubt you will have heard this yet, but David has my favorite nickname in all of disc golf. Have you heard his nickname?
No. Lay it on me. What do you got?
So David Piña,
Uh-huh.
D Piña, so D Piña.
Deep Piña.
Piña.
Woo! That's going to get him through the rest of the week.
I don't know
Yeah,
who
oh
came
my
up
God.
with that.
Mental
Somebody
note
came
for
up
the
with that.
next time I announce your name.
Yeah.
D
Yeah.
Piña.
D.
D.
Piña.
Piña.
I'm glad we saved episode 69 for that.
That's
Hey,
right.
oh,
For sure.
That's right. So is there anything else that you guys wanted to share with listeners? I mean, I know you guys have been listening to the show for a long time. You know what it's all about. So is there anything that is left unsaid at this point?
There's got to be like a list of corrections from
David?
all 5 seasons.
Nothing, Dave. I mean,
You want to tell us how you got started playing disc golf?
Nope.
No, we
No,
don't.
you don't.
We don't.
No.
Georgie
Do you-
skimmed. He skimmed that one.
I
He did a
I
good job.
don't-
He did a good
I
job.
don't
on
expect
Exactly.
anyone to answer
A
that. I just
buddy?
wanted
Yeah.
Ryan to react.
Yeah.
No. All I want to say is this: because we were coming on the show the last season, I gave it a quick listen again. Like it's really good. Like the Andy Padula episode.
Oh,
I'm waiting
yeah.
for that book. I want to read that book.
Straight up. Straight up.
Yeah,
Yeah. He had so much more to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then,
dude's got chapters.
yeah, I'm going to McLeansboro this summer for sure. You know what I mean?
Let's
Like
go.
on the way to
Yes,
St. Like
dude.
yeah,
Yes.
go play it and then head to St. Louis with family. Like
Get
I'm
it
gonna
done.
go play.
Yep.
It. Yeah.
Get
Let
it
us
done.
know when you're going because I would happily tag along.
Get it.
Yeah.
Right?
All right, it sounds like that's a wrap on the gin and juice, and now it's time to get into our fantasy updates. Ryan, let's do it.
Yeah, so there were 2 tournaments that we had missed since we recorded a couple weeks ago. First was the Champions Cup. There were no real highlights to mention other than some scores. I will just go through the scores real quick. Jay Lean had 120 points. Deucer had 180 points.
Ooh.
Wow, she had, Vino Makila is 62nd. Haley King came in 32nd in the women's.
Yikes.
Paige Pierce was 30th. Yeah, it wasn't a great look. What's very funny from the Champions Cup is that since it was at Northwood, there were no ratings boosts. Normally you get points taken off
right,
because
sure.
nobody shot above their rating there.
Right.
Not a single person. It
Even
was
I know that.
very crazy. So that didn't factor in at all. But Deucer had 180. Team Callahoundir had 148. Team Tailwind had 258.
God damn it.
Only because Eagle McMahon decided to play hurt and came in 90th.
Bad.
Otherwise,
Did you watch
he was
his
doing
video
really well.
about it afterwards?
Bring back
No.
Oakley.
Depressing. It was depressing.
Yeah, it was.
Well, you know what? It was kind of cool to see him be a little transparent about his finish and kind of speak to the.
So he's
It was
injured.
directly to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Are we
directed-
Dear
redrafting
Alex.
or what?
He
No.
knew. He was like,
Yeah, he had 258, and Team Contentious Toad had 108, which I was pretty proud of considering all of the scores, but it still wasn't enough to catch Team Jaylene after the Music City Open. So after that, the scores were Jason 653, Ryan was 700 even, Sean was 840, Sheila at 866, and Alex had more than that.
I gotta be close to 2,000 now.
Not quite yet. But DDO had some highlights. So Chris Clemens had an ace. So that'll get all of us a spin except Sean because he had Chris Clemens. And
Okay.
I did look at the scores yesterday.
Okie dokie.
Yeah. Okie dokie. And I was scared because we also said that if any of your players gets a +4 or more on any hole, you would have to spin the wheel. And Cole Radalin decided to peace out on hole 16 because they decided to make them wait because there was a playoff in FPO and he was playing poorly. And there's a whole big thing about him just walking off the course. But his last 3 holes were +4. And I was like, oh shit, that's 3 spins for me. But it's technically a DNF because he didn't actually play the holes.
Oh, I
so I don't have to spin
Oh
3
my
times.
God. Cole and Nico both got 888s.
888s. Yeah.
Wow.
It was Cole's was originally a 999, but I'm sure after all of the hullabaloo, if you will, they turned it to an 888. So
can we take a quick moment
you
to
know-
explain what
I
that
don't-
was? What's 888 and 999?
So 999 is if you DNF because of an injury or something like that with a valid reason.
Okay.
All you have to do is let one of the TDs know, and you will be 999'd, and it isn't like an official DNF. 888 is reserved for someone that either doesn't tell anyone that they've left or does it for like nefarious reasons, like their rating was going to suffer or something stupid.
Okay.
And it's a punishment basically. So you get 5 points taken off of your rating. And for the pros, that's just 5 points. But if it were an AM, it's 5 points unless that 5 points would take you into a lower division. And then it goes just down to the line. So you can't like, you're an MA3 and then you DNF on purpose to get back to MA4. You can't do that.
Got it.
So
Okay.
they 888'd both of them. I don't know what Nico did.
Good for Jackie Morris. That's awesome for her to just
But-
put her foot down and say, hey,
Great.
unacceptable.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know anything. I didn't know that happened. I didn't know that there was a thing.
There's a whole video about Cole on hole 16, the island hole.
Okay.
So I guess they were making them wait because FPO had the playoff.
Mm-hmm.
And so they just told them to stop. So I guess it was like 45 minutes of them just dicking around. And Cole had been playing very poorly the entire weekend. So he got up to hole 16, threw his shot, and it went right in the water. And he did this turnaround thing and like saluted everybody very animatedly, picked up his bag and walked off. It's on Instagram.
Oh my God.
And it was just like see you guys, like I'm not waiting around for this. And then I guess he made some half-hearted kind of joking around post about what he did.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was up in arms about how unprofessional it was
Sure,
and how he wasn't taking it seriously.
Unfortunately, it sucks. I
and
mean,
so,
he's a young gun.
he
but-
redacted that and then
Did
made
he,
a more
like,
serious
just
post
feel
about, like,
iced, like having to
totally
sit
Like,
that out?
It was a mix of frustration and poor play, and and he's 22 or
He's a young kid.
He's a young kid,
But it's his job.
But it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
I don't know how many times I have said that in the last couple of months watching these professional players.
Right.
It is your job to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And so he should have just stuck it out. It was 3 more holes, whatever. He did what he did. He owns up to it. He made another post kind of redacting what he had said and, like apologizing in, half-hearted way. But
I mean, it's his job, but like all eyes are on him. He's one of the like up and comers. Like you can't do stuff like that.
and you
man.
should
cannot do
see
it.
you should see the Reddit posts about how nobody can stand him now. And I was like, that's taking it too far, but it was very unprofessional. So
how do you handle that if you're the sponsor? What do you say to the kid you're giving money to?
Well, that's one of the things we talk about all the
There's
time.
no such thing as bad press.
But there's no accountability. They basically put a logo on their back and then do whatever they want. They don't pay for their
And now that
entry
logo is all
fees.
over Reddit.
They don't do anything. Sure. But
now you're affiliated with an asshole.
But I don't think anybody's looking at the name on the back of the dude's shirt.
No, look at
and
Lone
thinking
Star.
Let me tell you
negative.
this: I'll never throw Lone Star plastic because of the guy who represents
outside
him.
world. You're right. Like it's disc golf, it's DGA, it's Lone Star, it's whatever. But inside disc golf world, I mean, look at a guy like Nicola Castro that has a bad reputation. That has an origin story.
Yep.
Mhm.
And I'd hate to see a guy like Cole Redallen have this be his origin story of being known 10 years from now
Mhm.
as the guy that kind of has a shitty attitude. You
Yeah.
you never want that for anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hope that the sponsors are, give him a call and ask him what's up. Why'd you do that?
Oh, absolutely.
Cole Redallen, in my eyes, I think is a step, not even a full step, like a half step below Gannon Burr, below Anthony Barella. You know what I mean?
no
Like
joke.
he's
Same
about
class.
to peak. Like he
They're
is the
same
same
class.
class
No
athlete.
joke. Yeah. And up until now, like he seemed like a very soft-spoken, really professional, quiet, nose to the grindstone, just get out there and shoot as well as you can and be humble about it. And then you see this video and you're like, man, you really should have thought about that for like 2 more minutes, man.
I'm going to have to look that up. I can't believe I didn't see that in my feed.
Yeah.
But now I'm afraid to because I don't want to feel differently about Cole
You
Redallen.
will. It's so animated that you're like, oh man, that sucks. So it is what it is. But the moral of the story is I don't have to spin 3 times.
Cool.
So after DDO, Team Jaylene had 151 points. Suck it. Deucer had 104. Haley King was tied for first, so she had a couple. And then her alt was Sarah Hokum, who was out. So we had to use a wild card, and Hannah Wynn came in 11th. So you lucked out on that. And she played above her rating, so you only ended up with 1 extra point. So good for you. Team Callahander somehow ended up with only 54 points.
You're welcome.
Insane.
Wow.
Ridiculous.
I want one of these weeks.
Right? So here's what happened with Team Tailwind. I want to tell you how good you could have done, but there are some players on your roster that just didn't play. Obviously Eagle, but James Conrad didn't play. Eric Oakley wasn't there.
No.
Yeah, I know. So what ended up happening was you didn't have 5 MPO players. So Bradley Williams was DNF'd, so we had to use Bradley Williams with 107 points.
Oh my God.
Because nobody on your team played. So you ended up with 200 points despite Bradley Williams have 107. So otherwise, Cat Merch was in 9th. Calvin, he won. So you were going to do great. So I feel for you.
That's a bummer, man.
It's a bummer, man.
Strong men also cry. Strong men also cry.
And I had
I'm
125
gonna get
points.
the tiny wheel today, so I don't care.
Okay. So total points.
Total points.
Team-
After how many tournaments is this now?
A lot.
9?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 tournaments. So after 8 tournaments, it is Team Tailwind with 1,824 points.
That's a lot of points.
Team Deucer with 970.
That's the next closest person?
Yes. Team Callahander with 894 points.
Yeah, boy.
Team Contentious Toad with 825 points. And Team Jaylene somehow defying the odds with 804 points.
Yes. Still in first, baby.
So that means that...
I own a DM
I was going
for
to say.
one.
Oh,
That's
here
got
we
to
go.
happen.
Yeah, please
We
do
talk
that.
all the time. Me and her, like,
Yep.
God, I wish that was real.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
I wish that you were really pen pals with Owen Scott.
Yeah,
That
right.
would be hilarious.
Our buddy David Wilmore at Ledgestone camped next to her, and he just watched her putt every night. And he's like, that is why she is so good.
yeah.
She just have a stack of
It's
like
great.
30 putters.
Wow.
She got a
That's
great
what she would do
attitude.
So
every
good.
day.
It's
Great
so
Instagram
good.
Chugging
content.
beers.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love David Wilmore.
That means that Alex has got a total of 3 spins,
Shit!
and everyone else has
2,
a
3
total
spins.
of 1 spin, except Sean, who has no spins.
No
Wow.
Again.
Yeah, boy.
So-
Nose pins.
No
No
spins.
pins. So who wants to get at it?
I'll go first.
Before we do, we have added 4 new items to the wheel,
Oh, dear.
There
Yep.
are new wheel items.
but
Yep.
I don't want to
I'm
necessarily.
so tired of being Bird Box.
Yeah. I don't want to shout them out until we actually,
Until we
get
actually
to
get
them.
to 'em.
So who's spinning first?
I'm going to spin
Jason.
first.
Okay,
And
go
a
ahead.
1 and a 2 and a tiny wheel. Tiny wheel. Tiny wheel. Tiny wheel.
How is it Bird Box again?
Oh, but first it's
PP pants.
but it's purple.
It is a purple PP pants.
But purple means
Wait, you get tiny wheel.
Switching over to
Tiny
wheel. Tiny wheel in place of PP pants.
Yes.
Is that right?
Oh, we put PP pants on purple?
Yep.
So he'll never
I
get
don't know
PP
why
pants.
you did that. I'll never get PP pants. But
We're
I'm
gonna
about to hit this
change
tiny
that
wheel.
All right,
so
go
let's
ahead.
go.
Big wheel.
Big wheel.
Big wheel. Big
auto tune.
Auto tune.
Ooh, that's always a fun.
That is
Yeah.
That's always fun. Make sure
We
you
get to-
talk a lot.
We get auto tune the mailbag. Auto tune the mailbag.
Ooh, I like that jam.
We've had the two people that I would least want to have auto-tune.
Mm-hmm. That are just
Auto-tune.
gonna sing.
I
the-
resemble that remark.
Ugh, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Now I'm
now
realizing
auto-tuned.
that we have to change these on different colors so it can be switched
Right.
up.
Yeah.
Dweeb.
Okay. So,
So Sheila's the only one that gets PP pants. Here we
Okay.
go. Tiny wheel. Tiny wheel. Tiny wheel. Tiny wheel.
Oh, nice. It's one of the new ones.
What is it?
Wild card replacement.
Oh.
What? What does this do?
Okay, so wild card replacement means the four of us, not Sheila, will pick who her wild card will replace on her team for the OTB Open.
For OTB, right? That's
Mhm.
next.
So we can pick Hannah Wynn or Paul Ulibarri in place of anybody else on her team.
Yuli's been playing pretty well, surprisingly. Him and Jerem
In-
both have been playing pretty well.
In Europe.
Suck it.
Will both of those players be signed up for OTB?
I don't know. That's a good question.
We should look into that. I will get on
Yuli
it.
just had an Instagram post where he was in like
Sick ace. Did you see the
Yes.
shot? Yeah.
Where was it? Denmark somewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he might
Copenhagen.
not be there.
He is going to be on coverage in Copenhagen, I believe.
So if we picked him in replace of, let's say, Barella or Ezra's playing pretty good.
Looks like he's playing Copenhagen Open on the 10th and will be at OTB Open on the 17th.
Damn. Okay. So
We could replace Hannah over Haley King since she just got her 1 point.
I know Haley King just tied for
Right.
first.
Just in case Haley's hot right now.
Yeah.
And confirmed Hannah Huynh will be at OTB.
Haley has gotten her some points.
You're not talking about the Haley. Yeah, like, are you going to bring up the Haley King call this past tourney? Did you guys see that?
It was the OB.
No, she
Foot
called a
fault?
foot fault when she was
Yeah.
about to lose a tournament.
Yeah.
To
on,
Missy, right?
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
about to
Yeah.
lose a tournament on this. Someone's parking a shot. She's going to lose. She calls a foot fault.
Yeah.
And it gets overturned. People say no.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Christine
overturned.
Jennings, I think, was an official on the
Yeah.
call there, and it got overturned pretty quickly. And I love the way that Missy handled it. She kind of backed away and just kind of put her arms up, like, I don't even know what you're talking about, dog.
Yeah.
It was good. I don't know what she said, but it was cool.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Call them when they're supposed to be called, not when you need it to be called.
Yeah.
That's
Call them when it's blatant.
yes.
But I mean, is that even ever happening?
It's just weird.
I don't think
Yeah.
that
Bad
anybody
timing.
has ever intentionally foot faulted in the history of disc golf professionally. And for her to do that then is not a great look.
No,
Not a great
that
look.
doesn't sit well.
I like
with me.
Haley
Wait.
King, but it's a pretty.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what are we going to do then? I think that's a good move. Put Hannah Wynn in replacement of Haley King.
Mm-hmm. And it's just for OTB, then everything
Just
goes
for
back.
OTB.
Yeah.
Should we do
Yeah.
that?
I'm in.
I'll second
And
it.
Fingers crossed that Yuli wins.
Alex is in. Okay.
Yep.
Hannah Wynn and Haley King will swap. Or is Haley King just totally out? Because if Haley King becomes her wild card and then gets third place, yeah, we can't do that.
No, yeah, she's
So
out.
she's out.
Haley's
okay.
out.
Okay, Alex, do you want to spin 3 times or do you want me to spin?
let me spin
Okay.
3 times.
Okay, here we go.
Can I spin 4 times?
Here we go.
Tiny wheel. Tiny wheel. Tiny wheel. Tiny wheel.
PP pants.
Yeah! PP pants.
I
I'm
think
wearing
that
black pants. I don't think you're even going to get to
I
see
think
them.
that the person that got PP pants last has to squirt the person getting PP.
PP pants.
We all
next.
do.
We all
get a
do.
shot.
we all do.
Oh,
we all get a
do.
shot.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
All
Sheila
get a
gets
chance.
first shot for sure.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
All right, let's get wet.
Sheila should get an extra squirt.
Sheila's got the double guns.
Yeah. And the guests.
From a table's length away.
PPBs.
Oh, you
Yeah. She crossed the streams.
Cross the streams.
Yeah. You never cross the streams. All right. Ryan's up next. Oh,
That's
that
good.
was, yeah.
That's good.
That's where all of it went. Oh, yeah. That was straight PP pants.
Oh, Jorge's got one?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
This is like hole 1 at Hellwood. You can't lean on
That was full. Yeah.
That was a lot.
I heard it ricochet off his foreskin.
Hey, you got one more?
Jason's up. Soaked.
We got multiple hits.
That was extra wet.
Did it cool you off?
The joke is, we all peed in those guns before you got here.
What if you get
I
PP
didn't
pants
feel anything
again?
until I sat down. Now I can feel the wetness.
That's
All right.
great audio content, folks.
On your bowels.
Yep. Great audio content. All right.
All right, I'm due for another spin.
Another
Except this
spin.
time I'm a little damp. Here we go.
Tiny wheel. Tiny
That
wheel.
was a good spin.
Tiny wheel. Tiny wheel. Tiny wheel.
I just missed it.
Oh, pick a disc.
Pick a disc. What is that?
That's a new one tonight.
Yeah.
So we won't do it right this second, but we are going to make you go to the website of our choosing, and you have to buy a disc that we choose.
Is it? Oh, well.
To permanently add to your bag.
Where do you want to send? Which of your competitors do you want to send me to?
Not competitors.
I think in this case,
yeah.
we said since it's the OTB Open,
Yeah.
you should go to OTB's website, and we will pick a disc that you need to buy.
Why don't you make me buy a Scott Stokely disc? Because I kind of want one of those.
Oh, well, then definitely not one of those.
Yeah.
Not
All
one of those now.
That is not what that spot is intended for.
No.
All right, so you got to pick a disc. All right, one more spin.
One
Yep.
more game.
Tiny wheel. Tiny wheel. Tiny wheel. PP pants.
Tiny wheel,
Ooh.
bitches. And it was the hat of shame.
Which means,
It's tiny.
That's
wheel.
tiny wheel.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
oh,
Yeah.
I didn't hear you say it.
Yeah.
I said
You were
it.
so nonchalant about it. I didn't think you realized.
There was no level of excitement to
No.
get that
Yeah.
tiny wheel whatsoever.
Oh, yeah, I just got tiny wheel. Who cares?
Well,
yeah,
no,
yeah, no
big
big deal.
deal.
Whatever.
TW. I guess some
He's
TW.
injured.
Yeah.
He has
Yeah.
a pinched nerve. Leave my
I'm-
boy alone.
Ready, spin.
Big wheel. Big wheel. Big wheel. Big wheel.
This is my favorite. All right. That's the one that I put on the tiny wheel. I just won the warm and fuzzy.
Nice.
Everybody has to give me a very sincere, heartfelt compliment right now, please.
Starting with Ryan, going in order. Go ahead.
Please.
Shut the up, please.
STFUP. I know what I want to say. I just want to word it.
Are you gonna
properly.
cry?
Yeah, I'm
You
gonna
cry,
cry.
dog?
I'm gonna cry a little bit.
Look how big my smile is.
Yeah, right. I think that your work towards your goal of being a top tier video and content creator is far and away better than you think it is. And I think you're doing a better job than 99% of the people that I see online. So keep it up.
Damn. Thank you.
Damn.
Mm.
It's the truth.
I'm gonna cry.
Yeah,
meant
Bro,
it.
thank you so much.
Yep.
I really do think your chain is sick as fuck.
Damn it.
And I'm legitimately jealous.
Yes.
And I want one, and I show Sheila jewelry ads on my phone
Every day.
all the time.
I'm gonna piggyback off that hard for sure.
And you look sick as fuck.
Yep.
Thank you. God, I feel it in this.
Worth that every
Yeah.
pinched
We
nerve.
gotta get Sean a chain. He needs one.
All right, but here's the thing. Do I want one? Yes. Would I look as good as you do with yours? 1,000% no.
Well, wouldn't you want a video game instead?
I'd much rather have
What about
Spider-Man.
a used,
a
used Game Boy game?
Game Boy game instead of a chain. But
Just off the top of my head.
yeah.
I came home from that episode and told Liz, "Can you believe this story?"
Yeah. We don't need to put it on wax, but
Yeah.
the chain is sick. Yep.
That's it?
That's it.
You're
He
gonna
stole mine.
steal mine?
I'll take it.
I had it. I had it in the
Very
chamber.
much.
You
Double
just
down.
went first. Yeah.
Alex, I think you have a unique sense of humor, and some of the things that you say or point out about people are like so wholesome but also hilarious at the same time, and I love that you can see that in other people, that you can point that out and see people for who they are.
Thank you.
Yes.
I want an example.
Oh God.
It feels very sweet, but I want to make sure I understand what you're getting.
Oh, I don't know if I have one, but like I'll see comments on Facebook and I'm like, that is so smart and so deep at the same time and also hilarious. Let me find something and let me screenshot it and I will send it. But
smart and deep are two of my favorite things to be. So that's a really nice compliment. Thank you.
Yeah.
Can I have a turn?
Oh,
yes.
Please.
Yes.
But you have to whisper it to David, and David has to say it.
David, you say it.
Hey, I've been getting
JK.
I've been getting the chef this season. This is making up for all of it.
Sorry.
George and Dave just had a little knowing look at each other.
No.
They're weeping now.
I'm crying. I'm trying to hold back tears. No, this is to Alex and all of you guys, minus Jason.
That was implied.
I'm just kidding, dude. I'm just kidding. You too. No, but for real, like, we wouldn't do what we do if it wasn't for you guys. You guys are the reason we do what we do. You know what I mean? Like, you guys put on these events that we get to play. You guys have been doing it and showing us how to do it. So there wouldn't be us if it wasn't for you guys. Thank you.
Thanks, dog. Thanks, dog.
Let's all
Oh my God.
Can we take that spot off the wheel now that we've...
Yeah,
I never want to do that again.
I don't want to do it again. Nope.
I like that spot. That's a fun
That's my
spot.
favorite.
That is a good spot.
Literally, that's the only thing that could have saved this season for me. Is that was my third spin, right? I'm done.
Yep.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
All right. Who's
Ryan's
next?
turn.
I got one
That
spin.
wheel.
Tiny wheel. Tiny wheel. Tiny wheel. Tiny wheel.
I'm nervous.
Hat of shame.
That's it.
Oh, there it is. There's the goop hat right up there.
Guess
Your
what?
favorite to
It's gonna
switch
be
your
shame.
hat wear.
Which side do you want facing outwards?
Goob faces
Princesses
out.
or the goob
Oh, I
side?
didn't see the princesses.
Yeah.
No,
can
I'll
pick.
put Goob out.
Okay. I
Please
gotta.
get a photo.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't
Goobing
have to
out.
cover your eyes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No,
I
this
just
is not
immediately
Bird
think
Box.
that the hat wear has to cover your eyes.
No, this is not Bird Box. This is just
Yeah.
Goob Town.
Yeah.
Goob Town.
Population me.
Mayor of Goobtown.
His goobness.
His royal goodness.
right.
You don't spin.
Nope.
Did you spin?
Yeah.
I spuns.
Yeah.
You spun?
We've all
Everybody.
spun.
No, that's it.
We've all
All right.
spun.
We'll do it.
Pray for me, people. Maybe
Yeah.
I won't be in last place. I mean, for the season, that's never going to change. But I want 1 week now where I'm not.
Alex, will you shut up
I'm
and
rooting.
just let people know that it's
Mail time.
Mail time.
Mail time.
mail time?
Mail time.
They did it! Yes!
Jason,
Good.
Yes.
what's in that mailbag?
Let's find out together, shall we?
What's inside your mailbag?
Maybe there's astronauts, maybe there's aliens all inside your butthole.
Nick Kaminsky has our very first question in the mailbag. He wants to know if you could, and I guess this is open to anybody that wants to answer, if you could get on a card with 3 other players, who would it be and why? What's your ideal card?
I want George and David to answer first.
Oh, I was going to say, I want George and David on my card.
Oh,
That's a vibe.
you go ahead and answer, Dave. I don't.
Are we talking pros or are we talking
Whatever comes to mind.
Joes?
Yeah.
I mean, that's tough. But
Any human beings.
I'll go the casual route with the homies. With my brother,
Aw.
Dog.
my pops.
Double dog.
Love it. I'm gonna go G-Force. That
Foursome.
foursome.
Oh, that's a sweet
that's
answer.
a
Be a
good
sweetheart.
What a
answer.
guy.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Now watch George not pick David.
Don't pick me.
Like, nah, I got
I
it.
would say same answer. Replace David with Dawn. No, just kidding.
I got him.
Because you gotta.
yeah, you got it. No, I mean, I would say I'm gonna go the other route, like pros. The coolest pros to play with right now would be like Anthony Barella, Adam Hammis. Like they seem like they're like bros. Like I feel like they will laugh at you when you throw your bad shot. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna,
But
they're
with-
not gonna
with
hold
you.
back.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
you.
yeah,
They're
yeah,
they're
yeah,
not gonna hold back. Like,
yeah.
But they're not gonna be annoyed. Like a Paul Macbeth will just be like pissed that you're even
Wasting his
there.
damn
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
yeah,
But I feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
these guys
Shit
will
to
have.
do.
And I guess I would want Dave there too, just to put on the Thumber
To throw
show.
those bad shots.
To throw, no, to
show.
put
So
on the
that they'll
Thumber
laugh.
show,
Yeah.
We
dude.
need to
The
talk about
Thumber
that.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you throw all thumbers.
All
You know,
thumbers, dude.
It's
People
how
love
I
it.
learned. It's how I
I gotta
learned.
give
People love it.
Adam Hammis and Anthony Barella a little bit of credit because when they started getting really good and noticed. They just seemed like the kind of kids that like you don't want on coverage. Like the cocky know-it-all, I throw far, so I'm cool, and they have come a long way.
They're doing a great job.
They have come far enough that like they are becoming the standard of what disc golf needs to be now. And so I want to give those guys credit. So.
Anthony Barella would not turn around, salute, and walk off.
No, not right now. He wouldn't. Absolutely not. No.
Then our next question, I'm going to shoot to you three guys because Brad Perini wants to know if you could play with one historical figure, who would it be and why? So Sean, Ryan, Alex, you can answer that. One historical figure.
I will say Helen Keller because I'm sure I could win that match.
Come on.
Jesus Christ. She's going to hear this.
What if you didn't, though?
Real.
My luck?
Actually, I take that back. She's not going to hear it. So
She's not going to hear
it. Actual blind aces. No. Real answer. Harris Whittles. I think that's his last name. He's not a historical figure. He's just a celebrity who died.
Yeah, what the
You know
it was
who
the
that
most non-answer question or non-answer.
Yeah. Do you know who that is?
Question.
No.
Harris Whittles, no.
He was the he was a writer on a lot of different shows, I think, but he was the little stoner guy who worked the animal control on Parks and Rec. He,
yeah. Really?
Like,
I know.
he had a tragic death.
Yeah.
The way a lot of people talked about him made me feel like it was a really true loss to the comedy community. And for some reason, whenever I see that dude on Parks and Rec, it just like hits me like, man, the world doesn't have that guy anymore. And
yeah,
to hang out with him and
that's
see
too
why
bad.
so many comedians liked him so much. He's not a historical figure, and I'm sure he doesn't disc golf. So kind of a bad answer. I'm done with my bad answers. Somebody else go.
First person that popped in my head, and I may need some help, but I think I'm right. Is it Teddy Roosevelt? Was he the president that was like super into like creating national forests or otherwise?
So.
Yes.
Robin Williams played him in the museum movies, right?
Right out of the museums. Yep.
I don't know. That popped in my head, and I was like, yeah, that seems
Flubber.
Yeah, Flubber. That would be fun.
That's
Maybe
an interesting guy.
in an alternate universe, like the game gets introduced earlier and is implemented into larger parks. I don't know why. Popped in my head.
Cool.
Teddy Roosevelt.
That's a great answer.
So maybe I would pick Sir Isaac Newton because of his realization that gravity exists and
You want to show him how to defy
to
gravity.
defy it. Yeah.
show him some of the physics behind the flying disc. Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
a cool answer.
That's a very cool answer.
Science.
Yeah, for sure. I like that a lot.
Science.
She blinded me with science.
How about Eve from the Bible? She'd be naked.
Oh. Well, except for the leaf.
Hey, it might be windy that day.
Yeah. Yeah. And pray that it's windy.
Hey guys, Ryan here. As you may have noticed, Jason's voice doesn't sound auto-tuned. In my 20 plus years of audio editing, I have never experienced a voice that it didn't work on. I ran his voice through the filter 3 times in total, and he is absolutely un-auto-tunable. I can only now hypothesize that the auto-tune effect may be a way to detect and sort out alien beings disguised as humans. He won't shut up about life on other planets and his eerie ability to listen to the universe, so now with this new revelation, I think the pieces are falling into place. Anyway, back to the show!
All right. Next question. Eric Decker wants us to comment on the rumors that Sean installed the river at Delwood as a way to sell more discs.
That's not a rumor, bro. That's facts. He did the same thing with the rocks.
We just discussed it.
Sean facts.
Fraction Run
like literally starts in his backyard.
starts in his backyard.
Yeah, for sure.
So he's carved it out.
And this dude
Funneling
just
all of
kept
the water.
on digging.
I literally am funneling water from my yard to pump water into the creek.
So that
hits Delwood. It kind of is true on a little bit.
Yeah. So
How
every
do you-
time he goes back there and pees in the creek, that just
Oh,
adds
God.
to the flow at Delwood.
Yeah.
How do you respond to allegations that when business is slow, you turn up the current in the creek?
I undo the dam in the back and just let the
Just
water
let it go.
flow. Here you go, boys.
There's an app that
Suck
has a
it.
dial on it. And it's just like, all right, I'll put it at 9 for today.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
a few
these
more
guys want to
sales in.
cross over to the 8s? Not today.
Not today.
For
Yep.
listeners who don't get the joke here, there was a review, right? Was it on Disc Golf Scene? No, where was somebody wrote a review or
Yeah, about the
comment
rocks. Yeah.
and say and claimed that you put the rocks on what, hole 8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You put them there to damage people's discs so they would have to buy more discs. They said it seemed so like sure.
Oh,
and
it was
matter of
definitely
fact.
genuine.
Like, it was a
He
real
was certain.
comment.
He was certain.
Yeah, damn the
Such
man.
an idiot
Yeah.
thing to say.
He's also certain that there's a turtle floating in the air outside of his home every day when he walks outside as well.
It was probably
One
that
of
guy.
those
What's his
guys.
name? G-Force?
Yeah.
It was probably him.
Something like
It was
that.
probably him.
I think our last mailbag question before we wrap it up is going to be from Jimmy Frederick. He wants to know,
Jay Fred,
do you like how far Summit has come, and is there more plans for Summits? That way you can all be involved in that conversation.
There are more plans, but all of this rain has kind of pushed them back. It's been nasty, right? I mean, it has not stopped raining.
Okay, so again, since I haven't been at Summit, scale of 1 to 10, what do you rate the course overall?
Oh, I mean,
based on what it could be, I think is the way
based
to
on
think
what
of
it could be right now, like to get it to a 10, right now it's like at a 6.
Okay.
And it could get better. Yeah.
Okay,
but
so what's the 5-year plan?
right now it's like a hopefully 3-month plan. No, 1-month plan, maybe
Okay.
2-month plan.
Oh, that sounds
is to
cool.
put 9 more baskets in the ground.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Gone.
The 1 week, like the plan is to get signs up in a couple of weeks and get 9 more baskets in the ground. And we're just
dope.
waiting for it to dry out.
Oh, wow.
So it'll basically be B positions, is what you're saying.
Yeah, B position.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Mhm. Cool.
So 9 holes will have a B position.
Right on.
That will just make it harder when people hate it already. saying
Lean
it's
into
hard.
it, Georgie. I'm telling you, just lean into it.
I know, right?
Make them
Why
even
not?
crazier than the A-pins.
Yeah, exactly. No, the other thing too is like the park's dated. It's all righty backhand shots, like hyzers. So everything goes to the left, like finishes left.
Mm.
So some of these B pins are to fix that, like so to make them finish straight or to the right.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The lefty in me applauds your effort.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
Go on.
Is that all we have in the mailbag for today?
You know what? We're going to close it up right now. So, sorry, it's taking me a second.
2 hours later.
There we go. Got it all tied up.
Why do you have to tie it up and then zip it? Just zip it.
Did you add new straps?
I think that's the string
I
tightening.
spent money on those straps. I'm going to use them. I want nobody to get in my bag.
That's not what you said yesterday.
It is a wrap on the episode. Thank you guys for listening. George, David, thank you for being here.
Thank you for dinner.
Yeah.
Dude.
That was so cool. Thank you.
Every other guest?
Future guests,
Guess
you
what?
have to bring food now because of
That's
the
it.
boys.
Piña's raised the bar.
Yeah, the bar's been raised.
Well, yeah, it was very cool to have you guys here, man. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As a preview of the next episode, I'm going to tell you, listeners, I just took a glance at the wheel, and one of the new spaces just says foot pick. So we'll see. We'll see what that means when that pops
It's
up.
going to be going down that
Yeah.
road.
Until next time, guys, keep it on the fairway.
See ya.
Y'all be good.
Unstable Discourse is produced by Sheila Callahan. Edited by Ryan Fancher. Beats provided by Alex Seminary. And produced in association with Unstable Disc Golf Gear. Look good, feel good, play good.
Unstable Discourse is a Top Secret Studios production. You already know.
Very cute, but there's nothing going on upstairs.